Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Forza Drift Events Season 4, Round 3. We are live here at Englishtown, New Jersey for a day of qualifications. We have our drivers ready to go. We are currently loading into the map. And once again, welcome everybody. I am Shunzi. I will be your host today here on YouTube at youtube.com/Forza Drift Events, and also on my personal channel at twitch.tv/Shunzi. We do have quite a few drivers signed up for the event today. Again, today is qualifying. Tomorrow on March 10th, of course today March 9th, tomorrow March 10th is the main event, but today we give all of our drivers a chance to show their stuff, to really prove how much time and effort they've gone into fine-tuning their builds and their seat time on track. Of course, we have many returning drivers today, but we do have some new names. I'm very excited to introduce everyone to the great day we have ahead of us. We do have a Keys to Victory to check out for the track. Englishtown, a very popular track. Kind of deceivingly simple, I'll start saying, honestly. It definitely can get complicated. But yeah, here we have Keys to Victory put together by our judging team. Today it is Shreddit, Baz, and Regen. Our judges today are going to be looking for a snappy and wide initiation into Outer Zone 1. The initiation is going to be, I bet, where we see a lot of DNFs, a lot of retries here. A smooth transition into Outer Zone 2, filling up Outer Zone 2 as deep as possible because it is the majority of the track. Outer Zone 2 is where our drivers are going to be earning most of their points. Wide line out of Outer Zone 2 and through Inner Clip 1. There is one and only Inner Clip today on Englishtown, and I gotta be honest, if you miss Inner Clip 1, you are going to have a nasty setup for Outer Zone 3. So hit Inner Clip 1 with as much as you can of your car. You'll definitely be setting yourself up for success in Outer Zone 3. Of course, transitioning and settling your car into Outer Zone 3 is going to be a challenge, and powering through with maximum angle. We would love to see drivers pushing their car at 90 degrees at the very end of the Outer Zone 3 area. Of course, we do have a track showcase for all of you here today, so let's go ahead and take a look at how it is done. Here we have FDE owner and organizer Shreddit going through the initiation cones. The 3, 2, 1 cones right into the judge section. Here we have the beginning of outside zone 1 after the initiation with the e-brake. A nice smooth transition into Outer Zone 2. We can see the blue and yellow wall as well as the black and yellow marker on top of the wall to initiate or to communicate the beginning of the zone. Of course, we have a similar marker there to show the end of Outer Zone 2. Inner Clip 1 right between Outer Zone 2 and 3, setting your car up with the right angle into Outer Zone 3 is going to be very important. You can see even in the track showcase, a little bit of wall contact puts Shreddit on a little bit of a scare there, but still very well done. We're going to go ahead and show this one more time while we load into the track. We do have a full lobby of drivers, and the FDE camera car is making its way over to the starting line. Once again, thank you all for joining us here today. We hope you guys enjoy the content, and for the drivers who are either getting ready to get on track or are waiting for your convoy to be called up, good luck and have fun. Of course, again, you know, so Motor Arena Lodz in round 2 was a very difficult, very technical track, and I think a lot of drivers approached it very well. I think that the conversation around Motor Arena Lodz definitely helped competitors prepare a little bit extra. Englishtown might be a little deceiving. It is just a figure 8, but there is a lot of technical points to it. Again, the initiation is where you're going to see a lot of trouble. I don't know as much in qualifying as we might see in battles seeing that trouble, but absolutely Outer Zone 2 will also, this is really just the entries into Outer Zone 2 and Outer Zone 3. Those walls can absolutely be deadly. And we're go ahead and starting up right now. We have our driver at the line. Let's go ahead and take away from the track showcase and send us to the live gameplay. All right, here we are with our first driver. It is Bubba. Bubba representing Casual Crew. All right, Bubba, let's go ahead and line up here. Make sure everything's ready to go, and I think it is. We are ready for our first qualifying run of FDE Season 4, Round 3 at Englishtown, New Jersey. Beautiful Corvette here. Great looking livery. Let's go ahead and follow this driver into the initiation zone. A little bit of a wide initiation, deep over Outer Zone 1. Might have been a little bit of a tire drop there. But we do see full coverage and a deep line through Outer Zone 2. Outer Zone 3, there's that wall tap that we're going to probably see from a lot of our drivers here today. A very good run from Bubba. Let's go ahead and see what the judges have to say about our first run of Round 3. Oops. Go ahead and make sure you guys don't hear a bunch of beeping all day long. There we go. So Bubba definitely showing some good stuff there. I don't think there was anything going wrong with the line. We do see a very solid score for the line from Judge 1. That is a 28 for line. Very good angle throughout the entire Outer Zone 2. Again, Outer Zone 2 is where you're going to see a lot of drivers earning most of their points. That's a 28 and a 28 for style, bringing us to a first score of the day of 84. Very well done, Bubba. Great qualifying run. Let's see who we have up next to the line. It is going to be FDE track creator, Dakeem. Dakeem in a very interesting Alfa Romeo with idiot on his license plate. Let's go ahead and see what Dakeem has for us now here in round 3. Big initiation, a little bit of a wall tap there into Outer Zone 1. Fast and quick transitions into Outer Zone 2, and that's going to be a little bit of a DNF. I'm telling you, the beginning of these zones is going to be difficult for our drivers to manage. If you send it too hard, if you're going too fast into these zones, you're going to end up making contact with the wall, and at the wrong angle, it can spell disaster for your qualifying run. It is now on the line for Dakeem. I believe it is an immediate redo, or is it going to be the DNFs are done last? I believe the DNFs are going to be done last, so we actually have another driver on the board. Dakeem will make his second run after the rest of the convoy goes burst. I believe on the track now we do indeed have Kid Seif. Kid Seif looks like he's in an RTR Mustang. Let's see what he has. It's a big long straight here that you can end up getting too much speed in. We'll see how they handle this initiation, and it is yet another contact into Outer Zone 1 wall. Again, I'm telling you, this track is a figure 8, but looks can be deceiving. An Outer Zone 1 and an Outer Zone 2 wall contact back-to-back for Dakeem and then Kid Seif. It looks like that's going to be another DNF. I believe we're going to go and check out the judges' booth just to make sure it is, in fact, a DNF. We'll send it back over to gameplay and with our next competitor on the line. Yes, indeed, looks can be deceiving. These outer zones are very close to barriers that are very unforgiving. Looks like we have Not Camber. Not Camber finding his way over to the line, representing the club Sick. Great to see everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves so far. Hope you guys are having a nice Saturday here as we go into Not Camber's qualifying run, just lining himself up just right in this beautiful Aston Martin livery we have here. And here we go with our fourth qualifying run of the day. Lots of speed into the zone. A beautiful, beautiful initiation here. Going smoothly into outer zone 2, making their way through outer zone 2 with a little bit of a tire drip, just a little bit. We'll see if the judges are a little forgiving there. I may have not seen the whole picture. However, a great outer zone 3 push to the end, and that is Not Camber's qualifying run. Let's go ahead and see what the judges have to say. You know, it's not the end of the world if your tire just barely touches outside of the line. The judges might be a little bit forgiving, but you can obviously tell that some points were absolutely lost there. The line is, we're looking for more accuracy on the line again, following those keys to victory and the track showcase. We do see a total, or excuse me, a Judge 1 and Judge 2 score matching for 26. And looks like a style score of 27, so a total of 79. Very close to that 80s mark. We'll see if that's enough. There's a high caliber of drivers here in FDE, and 79 might just cut it. We'll have to wait and see. Up next, Reap Drifts. Reap Drifts on the line in this old school Mustang. Let's see how Reap Drifts handles the initiation zone that has already claimed a life. A little bit of a wall tap there and a little bit off the track, but we're going to keep going. Outer zone 2. A long haul for outer zone 2. A little bit of angle lost there, and I believe this is going to be a strategic DNF from Reap Drifts. A little bit cold there on the tires, perhaps. Definitely looking for another run to try to smoothen out that initiation and smoothen out that outer zone 2 entry. Once again, proving that your line really matters here. This figure 8, again, simple looking, but can be complicated to get right. Up next, we have our good friend Shake and Bake, representing Keep Drifting Fun. All right, outer zone 1 and the initiation coming up. Big initiation from Shake and Bake with a beautiful entry that just overcooks it just a little bit. Those rear tires making their way onto the grass, and a little bit of nerves here might be showing from our drivers. I think this might be a strategic DNF. Otherwise, this is going to be a completed run. Otherwise, I mean, potentially the judges are going to see that tire dip into the initiation zone, or through the initiation zone into outer zone 1. We're going to see what the judges think here. Looks like it is not going to be a DNF. This will be a scored run. Shake and Bake throwing down his best, and we will see a line score of 28 from Judge 1. Angle score of 26. You can see outer zone 2. I'm telling you, if you do not have a good angle through outer zone 2, you have to hold consistent angle. It is difficult because you are changing direction. Of course, I mean, all drifting is in circles, right? Just different radii circles. Of course, transferring your body weight to different sides. Oh, look at that. We have a style score of 26. So we do have a total of 80. Okay. Making it into the 80 mark here on FDE round 3. Every single point matters. Every single point matters. So again, leaving some points on the table because of the lack of angle through outer zone 2. You're definitely going to be seeing drivers losing points for that. So looks like we have Theo Draken already on the way for their first run. Theo Draken representing Vibe Check with a big initiation into outer zone 1. Smooth transition into outer zone 2. A little bit of a wall tap, sending Theo Draken straight for just a quick second, but holding on control to the car, maintaining angle, finding their way through inner clip 1 and outer zone 3. Again, a couple of wall taps here and there, but very well done from Theo Draken. Very good run from Theo Draken. Again, representing Vibe Check, a new driver to FDE. Looking good. And of course, in the RX-7 as well. I don't know if there's actually a rotary engine there. Unfortunately, we're missing the N on Draken. But a great run from Theo. Great to see new drivers joining up FDE and putting up a beautiful qualifying run. We are waiting for our judges to deliberate. Looks like we have a line score of 28. Again, for those of you who are just joining us today, all of these scores are out of 33. So from a 33-point potential, Theo gets a 28 for line, a 25 for angle. Once again, those wall taps are dangerous. If it sends your car straight, you're losing points, man. A style score of 27 brings us to a total of 80 points. Well done, Theo. Let's head back to gameplay and see who is on the line up next. It is going to be Prince. Prince, I believe, representing a team I'm not familiar with, but here we go nonetheless. It is Prince on the line, ready to go. Big initiation. Good coverage of outer zone 1. Outer zone 2. Going a little... Okay, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Speaking too soon. Definitely looking good. Okay, a little bit of a shallow entry, and there's another wall tap. See, these wall taps are going to be revisiting us all day long, I assume. That is a completed run from Prince, but these wall taps might be shaving points off of our drivers' runs. A point here and a point there, and all of a sudden, you're in trouble of not making the main event. A very simple-looking course. Perhaps not making our drivers too nervous, but man, can it be deceiving. Looks like we have a line score of 24, unfortunately, for Prince. A style score of 26. Again, filling out these zones is crucial. Making sure that you set yourself up for victory on the transitions is really important in a figure 8 track like this. That's a total score of 76 for Prince. Let's take it back to Englishtown and find out who is up next on the line. It is going to be Karma Mark IV, a brand new driver to Full Lock. Team Full Lock representing here. Karma, I believe, podium driver from round 2. Coming back to Englishtown and showing us more beautiful drifting action, an incredible initiation and drift through outer zone 1 with incredible angle. It might as well have been a backy. Great depth through outer zone 2. It looks like this is a track showcase we have here for you guys. That is a great outer zone 3. The rear spoiler being left on the track, not holding back. That is Full Lock Karma. An incredible run there. I do not see that being anything less than our current leading score. That is going to be a line score of 32 from Judge 1. I'm expecting something good from Judge 2 as well. That initiation into Outer Zone 1 was fire. And that is an angle score of 33. This may just well be our first score of 90 for the day, and it is almost a perfect score from Full Lock Karma. Judge 1, 32, Judge 2, 33, and Judge 3, 32. A total of 97 out of 99 potential scores. Karma showing up big in round 3. beautiful run. Take notes, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we have our DNF'd driver. It is Dakeem, ready on the line to show up. Let's go ahead and see what Dakeem can put down for us while everything is on the line. The main event life of Dakeem is here and now. Make or break. Dakeem with a big initiation. A little bit of a wall tap into Outer Zone 1. An unfortunate beginning of the run, but not giving up just yet. Throwing down with some fat angles through Outer Zone 2, just really trying to show it off for the crowd, for you guys on YouTube and Twitch, just to see some more wild drifting action that might be the last we see of Dakeem in round 3. The initiation just proving to be a little bit too much. I'm sure in practice you can complete these scores, you can complete this track 1,000 times, but if you can't show up on comp day and during your qualifying runs, that's going to be a goodbye from Dakeem. Unable to put up a qualifying score, I'm sure a disappointing ending for that driver. Up next, we do have another DNF'd driver on the line. It once again is make or break for Kid Syfe. Big angle, big angle, big angle. A little bit of a struggle on the transition and some tires dipping onto that grass, roasting up the greens. We have still going through Outer Zone 2. A hit on Inner Clip 1, a decent transition to Outer Zone 3, but again, seeing that really deep angle on the initiation through Outer Zone 1, but it might be a little bit too much of a tire drop for our judges to allow. Let's see what the judges have to say. Unfortunately, it is a DNF. E-Town already claiming 2 drivers' competition lives. That is definitely an unfortunate start and perhaps a disappointing run from our friend Dakeem and Kid Syfe. Well done. Thank you guys for coming by and putting up what you could. Up next, we have another DNF'd driver. This is Reap Drifts, who last time had a little bit of contact with the outer walls and decided to go down the DNF route on purpose. Here we have it again on the life. On the line is competition life for Reap Drifts. A very conservative but well done entry into Outer Zone 1. Outer Zone 2, this is the long haul right here. Maintaining angle here is challenging for our drivers, so definitely looking good for Reap through here and into the Outer Zone 3 wall, barely missing by probably just a couple of inches there, but a very solid run nonetheless. Reap Drifts putting up a great score when it's all on the line. Again, the line is going to be a difficult thing to master. The angle as well, I mean, really is going to be challenging through Outer Zone 2 as it is the majority of the track. And you do have to line yourself up right for that inner clip. So it looks like we have a 25 for line, a 27 for angle, and a 25 for style. That is Reap Drifts with a score of 77. Not too shabby, but it might not be enough. Drivers are going to be showing up today with the best of the best. Throwing down for FDE Season 4, Round 3. We're going to go ahead and get another convoy of drivers set up for you guys. Thank you once again for joining us on YouTube and on Twitch. We'll be back with more qualifying action of Round 3 here at Englishtown. Don't go anywhere.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back to FDE Season 4, Round 3. I am Shunzi, and it has been a great day of qualifying runs so far. We have already seen our first score of 90, so we are back with another convoy loading into Englishtown, New Jersey currently. Want to take a quick look at keys to victory again. Welcome back to all of our viewers over on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events and here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Shunzi. I am Shunzi, and of course, I've been your host so far this season and will be your host today. We have our judges ready at the panel, our drivers making their way to the line. Hope you all on YouTube and on Twitch are enjoying yourselves. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. and we'll be back with some more qualifying action. Again, if you are just tuning in, today, March 9th, is FDE Season 4 Round 3 qualifying runs. So today is qualifying runs. Tomorrow is the main event where we have head-to-head battles in a 32-player bracket. Today, drivers are fighting for their chance to get into that bracket by showing us they know how to run Englishtown, that they know that the initiation matters, that they're pushing their car to the limit and trying to gain maximum angle. Speaking of maximum angle, we do have our driver at the line. Let's take it back over to E-Town and see what is in store for us here. We have B-Boy representing Casual Crew on the line, ready to go in the Alfa Romeo. Big initiation into outer zone 1. That is going to be not as deep as they might have wanted. A very interesting engine sound. I wonder what engine swap this could be. Perhaps a rally engine? But nonetheless, that looks like a clean outer zone 2 into inner clip 1. Nice big transition all the way to the wall in outer zone 3, and a decent run there from B-Boy. That's a 4.5 liter V8. That did not sound like that. It sounded like a 4-cylinder, but hey, my ears suck. So anyways, that is a run from B-Boy. We'll go ahead and see what our judges have to say about the line, the angle, and the style. Again, the line really kind of struggling with outer zone 2. A lot of drivers are dipping a tire onto the grass, and that's definitely not what our judges want to see. Dipping a tire, you're going to be losing points. If you dip too much, you might be getting a DNF. But that looks like a score of 77 for B-Boy, so line at 25, angle 26, and style 26. B-Boy putting up a 77. Thank you very much for a qualifying run. Moving on to our next driver here on E-Town. It is going to be M-Sam. M-Sam, a new driver to FDE. Lining up on the chase side. You might want to line up on that. There we go. There we go. All right, we are ready to go once this driver lines up the way they like. Of course, it's all good before the judge section. So here we go. It is M-Sam, a new driver in FDE, showing us what they can do here on E-Town. Good initiation and full coverage of outer zone 1. Outer zone 2, good coverage so far. Might be struggling just a little bit to keep angle there, but fighting nonetheless. A little bit of that classic controller wiggle, but finding their way through inner clip 1 and outer zone 3. It is M-Sam, a rookie driver for FDE, putting up a decent run here on E-Town. Congratulations on your first run, M-Sam. Let's go ahead and see what the judges have to say. Again, little things here and there. There's not much time on the track. The track is short, so smaller mistakes might actually be worth a few extra points here. Again, this is why the judges were stressing that outer zone 2 is so important to maintain angle, because that is where the majority of the drifting is going to be done. We have a line score for M-Sam here at 23. An angle score of 25 and a style score of 25, putting M-Sam at a total of 73. A decent score for a rookie driver. I'm sure M-Sam is going to be happy with that. Absolutely well done. We're going to move on to our next driver here. Let's see who it is. Got a little bit of that controller wiggle. If you're not a stick rolling player, that controller wiggle is classic. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not hit the camera car. Okay, there we go. Driver find his way to the line instead of into my bumper. And it is GT2 Picasso on the line, ready to show their stuff in an Aston Martin lime green. Looking good. Oh, wasn't ready. Okay. We go when the driver's ready. Here we go. Slow out the gate, calm, cool, and collected. Let's see what this entry looks like. A big Scandi flick into the outer zone. Little bit of a major tire drop there. Okay, so the tires dropped enough to send Picasso into a oversteer situation. That is going to be a DNF. Was not able to get much of his run done before the DNF. Let's hope that when it comes down to it, they can fix that entry and find their way through the rest of the course. Let's go and find our way back to E-Town. See who is up next on the line as our camera car passes up our competitors here. It is going to be IPS Toast. IPS Toast, kind of a little bit of a highlight from round 2 where he initiated with a 360. We do discourage our drivers from doing that, but I gotta admit it was a highlight nonetheless. A first time for FDE. It was kind of funny. Anyways, IPS Toast making his way to the line here. We are ready to go. Remember, following the rules of the FDE rulebook and restrictions is very important, but I just had to mention. No one had ever done that before. Anyways, into Outer Zone 1, a very solid and controlled initiation. A little bit late into Outer Zone 2. Our judges might be marking off a point or two for that, but looking good out wide of Outer Zone 2 through Inner Clip 1. And Outer Zone 3 looking very solid. A little bit of a cut there at the end. I think our judges are going to be kind of strict today, but we'll see how they score it. Looks like a line score of 26. A style score of 27. And how's that angle? 26, 27, maybe a 28, maybe a 22. 25, a total of 78 for IPS Toast. These entries into the zones and these exits out of the zones are crucial. Competitors, make sure you're looking at those keys to victory. Make sure you're checking out the track showcase on the FDE YouTube and, of course, on ForzaDriftEvents.com. All right, we have Jordan Foe on the line. A very high-scoring competitor here. I'm expecting big things from Jordan Foe, representing Full Lock. And the classic M3, 05 M3, we have massive angle and a huge entry into Outer Zone 1. A great entry into Outer Zone 2 with beautiful angle all the way through, out to the blue and yellow wall, and back in for a sharp Inner Clip 1. A tiny bit of tire dip out of the beginning of Outer Zone 3, but maximum coverage, angle, and speed, looking smooth, calm, cool, and collected, completely in control of the car. A great run from Jordan Foe. Now, we'll see if that was enough. That tire dip might be cutting off a couple of points here or there, but we'll see how the judges score this. We're looking for another 90 here for Jordan Foe, and we do have the chance. It is 31 for line, a 30 for angle, and a 30 for style. That is Jordan Foe putting up a score of 91. Very great run there. Again, really showing full coverage of the zones. Making sure you're not losing angle on Outer Zone 2 or in any zone for that matter. And making sure that you're paying attention to the entry zones and the exit zones and not leaving anything on the table. Very good run, a score of 91 for Jordan Foe. On the line now we have Levi. Levi on the line in a good-looking Mark V Supra. Big Scandi flick into Outer Zone 1. Outer Zone 1 with great coverage. Nice smooth transition into Outer Zone 2. Looking solid. Good consistent angle here. all the way out to the blue and yellow and back in for that inner clip, just touching it with his bumper, but hitting it nonetheless. A little bit late on the entry into outer zone 3, but a great run nonetheless. That inner clip miss, man, a wide exit from outer zone 2 can make it difficult to get the grip you need to pull the car back in to the inside for inner clip 1. But the rest of the run was pretty solid. Looks like a score for a line of 28, style score of 29, and an angle score of 28. So a total for Levi is 85. A very solid run halfway through the 80s there. Definitely a solid score. Definitely hopeful to make it into the main event tomorrow. And we do have the current leading scores for you at the top of the screen. Of course, rounding out the top couple of drivers is Karma with that incredible qualifying run of 97. And I believe we just had another update, so we'll get more scores up there for you. But right now, it is Live It Up Boy's turn. Live It Up Boy on the line in an S15 ready to go. Big initiation, good coverage, smooth transition into outer zone 2, holding consistent line here through to the blue and yellow wall with a lot of grip to get back into inner clip 1, and a heavy transition with the bumper on the wall for outer zone 3. A solid and clean run from Live It Up Boy. That is a line score of 28. A style score of 29. And an angle score of 27, a total of 84. And that might be close to the cutoff. I believe round 1 and round 2, it was around between, I think, 82 and 85 were the cutoffs. So definitely on the cusp, crossing their fingers that that's going to be enough. But a great score nonetheless. The caliber of gameplay here, the caliber of driver is just so high in FDE. Speaking of high caliber drivers, a veteran on FDE, it is Solo Lessie. Again, just with Jordan Foe, the same with Solo Lessie. I'm expecting a lot of angle, a lot of speed and style from this driver. Let's see what they have for us here on E-Town. Oh, what a perfect entry into outer zone 1. Smooth transition into outer zone 2. Look at that consistent angle, no wiggle at all. Stable as can be. Into inner clip 1, an incredible looking run so far. A little bit of a wall tap there, and a little bit of a shallow angle out of outer zone 3. So perhaps not perfect, but dang near close. Always expecting big things from our big driver, Solo Lessie. A very seasoned competitor here in FDE, knows what the judges are expecting and really probably studies those keys to victory, and of course the track showcase that we release before the events, making sure that there's no zone left uncovered, with a line score of 31, an angle score of 29, and a style score of 30, rounding out to a total of 90. Our third 90 of the day. Solo Lessie slams E-Town and absolutely secures their spot into the main event tomorrow, March 10th. Up next, we have Trash Uborka. Trash Uborka, a solo driver here in FDE. on the line and ready to go in what looks like a GT86. Out the gate with a lot of heat. A big Scandi flick into outer zone 1 and too much heat. That is a DNF. A little bit too much speed there, actually. Perhaps a lot of bit of speed. A lot too... way too much speed. Way too much speed. It's messing up my words here. Okay. Trash Uborka way too hot into outer zone 1 and overcooks his tires. Sends him into the grass, and we are going up next to our next driver. Was not expecting that much of a overkill onto outer zone 1. But, yeah. Up next, we have... It is Twirls. Twirls, another driver for Casual Crew. On the line, ready to go. Big initiation and great coverage of outer zone 1. Smooth transfer into outer zone 2. Looking solid with their coverage of outer zone 2. Could not be more stable. Bit of a left foot braking situation into outer zone 3, and that was as clean as could be. My goodness, what a great coverage of these zones and that inner clip. Twirls with a fantastic qualifying run. I am out of breath. What a great run from Twirl. I didn't think anyone could come close to Karma's score so far, but Twirl might just be on Karma's tail here. And an Aston Martin nonetheless, with a beautiful looking livery too. Looking stylish. God, I love seeing the stick rolling players, the players that we have on wheel, the stability and the smoothness that you can get out of these setups, and an incredible 32, 32, 32. It is a total of 96 for Twirls. One single point off of the leader so far, Karma Mark IV. Fantastic run from Twirls. Up next, we have a driver fighting for their competition life. It is GT2 Picasso. It is a DNF driver, so it's make or break. Little bit of a difficulty on that outer zone 1, but not giving up. It is on the line. Outer zone 2, a little, I mean, hey, not bad. That exit was not too bad. They hit inner clip 1. Let's see this entry into outer zone 3. No wall taps, good angle, and a clean outer zone 3. A little bit of a problem on that entry for this driver, but a great rest of the run. Picasso not giving up, maintaining control of the car and trying to put up a score despite an early mistake. When it's on the line, you gotta go. You gotta keep going. Being able to recover from a small mistake like that is absolutely an expression of skill. We expect the best of the best here in FDE. And while Karma and Twirls might be mistakeless a little bit, you know, being able to recover, like I said, recover from mistakes is definitely something you want to be able to do, right? Like if you get into an oversteer situation, just tapping the, or you know, downshifting, for example, to be able to get that grip and straighten out the car again. So recovering from mistakes is absolutely part of the game. And again, yes, thank you so much for the reminder there, Shake and Bake. For those of you on YouTube, make sure you like the video, you like the stream, check out the rest of our content, and of course, subscribe to the channel. It looks like we have a little bit of a judging snafu. I think the wrong name is on the screen currently. I believe that was Trash Uborka. So we are getting our score for Trash Uborka. Again, we would like to ask the competitors here on E-Town to not make contact with the camera car. Fixing it right now. Okay, was that the complete score for the run? Or are we waiting for a score here? I'm just waiting for our judges to communicate through their appropriate channels. We are still getting a score for Trash Uborka, or I don't even know now. Yeah, that was Trash Uborka there at the end. Another driver who had to put it down on the line. Picasso had a good score. That was the K&N car. Yeah, here we go. Okay, it's Trash Uborka. We have a 27, 27, 27 for a total score of 81. And I believe we have one more driver, one more DNF before we take it to a commercial break. So let's go back to E-Town and see who is up on the line next. A little bit of a communication issue there, but smoothing it out nonetheless. I believe now. Okay. Looks like now we have GT2 Picasso on the line. Let's go ahead and send it for them. Another DNF driver trying to fight for life in main event tomorrow. Putting up any score is better than DNFing twice. So putting a little bit of a tire there on outer zone 2, it is best to just keep going. Little bit of a struggle with the angle there early on, but filling out the zone nonetheless. Inner clip 1, full coverage. Outer zone 3, no wall taps at all, and a great coverage of outer zone 3 for Picasso. Wasn't GT2 in an Aston? Yes, that was a little bit of a naming snafu. We apologize. But that was Picasso in that lime green Aston Martin with a line score of 25. Angle score of 25 and a style score of 26. I believe that is it for this convoy of drivers. We are going to send it to commercial break. Please do not go anywhere. We have plenty more drifting action for you all here at round 3 of season 4 of Forza Drift events.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back once again to FDE Season 4, Round 3 here at E-Town. I am Shunzi, and we are having a fantastic day here with many level scored 90 runs. We have a few DNFs that were very disappointing for the drivers. However, all of the action is here on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events and twitch.tv/Shunzi. We do have another convoy set up and ready to go. We are on the line at E-Town. We're going to go ahead and take a quick peek at the keys to victory one more time before we get going. We, of course, are looking for the initiations. The initiations into Outer Zone 1 have been difficult and yet rewarding for those who get it done. Full coverage without dipping a tire is what we're looking for. A smooth transition into Outer Zone 2. Outer Zone 2 covering the majority of the track. We need to see drivers putting up as much angle consistently throughout the entire Outer Zone 2 region. finding their way out wide on the exit of outer zone 2, but still managing to find that grip to pull the car back into inner clip 1 and set themselves up for a outer zone 3 with as much angle as possible. Of course, these barriers on the outside of the zones have already caught some lives. They are definitely difficult, especially for the initiation, as you do have to send the car sideways a little bit before you get into outer zone 1. So let's go ahead and see what our drivers have for us here. We are on the line with FPS Noob. Now, I do not remember this name from previous events. This might be an older competitor, or it might be a new competitor. I'm not quite sure. But they are on the line in their Ferrari, ready to put up their score. And a big initiation into outer zone 1. Great coverage of outer zone 1, in fact. Big transition through outer zone 2. Major coverage here of these zones with great angle. Am I seeing a keyboard drifter here? Outer zone 3, a little bit shallow at the end, but a fantastic run from FPS Noob. Way to go. I have not seen wheels snapping back and forth like that while still maintaining a stable car. Very interesting look there from FPS Noob. Looks like we have a line score of 29 from Judge 1. An angle score of 28 from Judge 2. And a style score of 30 for Judge 3, well into the 80s, almost hitting that 90 mark, but just not quite. A total of 87 for FPS Noob. A great run. Way to go. On the line now, we have Hot Like Soup, ForzaDriftEvents.com developer. We love our staff, FDE staff developer here in Hot Like Soup. Let's see what they can do on the track here and now at E-Town. Good initiation into a deep coverage of outer zone 1. A little bit shallow in that entry area of outer zone 2, but holding a good angle through the rest of the zone. Out wide with a good coverage of inner clip 1. Outer zone 3, a lot of the same. Good angle, wide line, and a great run from Hot Like Soup. Definitely showing the practice there. A lot of these drivers really showing how much time and effort they put into basically customizing their builds specifically for this track. Of course, changing gear ratios and putting in the seat time on track to learn all the ins and outs. That is a great score so far from Hot Like Soup. We have a line score of 29, an angle score of 28, and a style score of Judge 3 of 28. A solid score of 85 for Hot Like Soup. Very well done. If you want to see their beautiful work, check out ForzaDriftEvents.com, where you can find information about all of today's event and previous events and future events. Of course, information about our partners, our Discord. Check out ForzaDriftEvents.com, developed by our wonderful staff member, Hot Like Soup. It is now James Neilio's turn to get to the line, representing Casual Crew. Ready to put up their qualifying run here in round 3. Big initiation, great coverage of outer zone 1. Full coverage of outer zone 2 early on there. Great angle, very stable here. Wide angle out to the blue and yellow wall while still maintaining control to bring it onto that inner clip zone, and maximum angle and great coverage of outer zone 3. For some reason, these white and gold CC liveries are hitting the 90s all day long. I feel like this could be another 90 coming up, or dang near close. A great run from James Nealio. Great initiation. You can really see a great run starting with a great initiation and coverage of outer zone 1. It looks like a total of 96, 32, 32, 32 on the board for James Nealio, absolutely securing their spot in tomorrow's main event. Well done, James. These casual crew players are putting in the time they need to master these tracks. On the board, we have Monsby ready to put up their qualifying run. An R35 with a great initiation, looking absolutely set here. Lots of angle, maybe a little bit too much angle, a little bit of a shallow line there with that maximum angle, a little bit of a clip onto inner clip 1, not exactly full coverage, but still a fantastic run nonetheless. Lots of angle and style, but perhaps a few points left on the board there due to the line score. Let's see what the judges have to say about that. Monsby with a line score of 26, an angle score of 28. Yeah, you can definitely see a couple of points left on the track there for the line. A lot of angle can end up putting you into a oversteer situation where your tires are just going to start gripping up and sending you in the wrong direction. So style score of 27, very stylish, great angle, but that line score leaving a couple of points on the board. Not too bad at all. Still a score of 81 for Monsby. Well done. On the line, we now have another driver. It is Pulse, representing Why So Serious. Interesting, because there is a CCX livery on the bumper there. So our partners really collaborating to prepare for these events, which is great to see. You love to see the contribution from all these different clubs and groups of players coming together to practice and prepare for these events. You can definitely see the fruits of all of that work on the track here, and now with a fantastic score, great coverage, great style. What a great score from Pulse. We're definitely seeing a lot of high 80s and low 90s right now for these drivers. YSS Pulse waiting for their score. A line score of 28. An angle score of 29, plenty of angle. And let's see that style score. Judge 3 with a 28, a total of 85, a solid number to land on. Great qualifying run from YSS Pulse. Up next, it looks like we have Reaper King on the line. I'm not quite sure what TS the Crew TS asterisk stands for, but I do know that it is run by a fellow community member, Dude Nero. However, Reaper King is the one on the line here in this beautiful R35. Let's take it through E-Town and see how they do. Big initiation into the wall a little bit there, onto outer zone 1, but with great coverage. Nice smooth transition into the zone. Looking great here. A little bit of grass on those rear tires, but nonetheless finding a solid line through inner clip 1, but outer zone 3, a little bit of an oversteer situation for Reaper King. I believe that's going to be a DNF, and we will see Reaper King again on the line after the rest of the convoy. Made it pretty far through the track. That might have been a strategic DNF from Reaper King, kind of seeing like, hey, there's a bit of a tire drop there in outer zone 2. Of course, hopefully all of our drivers know at this point that outer zone 2 is where our judges are going to be paying close attention, as it is the longest zone of the track. So if you want, you can always reset. But of course, putting yourself on the line with a DNF is nerve-wracking. But here we have on the board, it is now T-Mastas on the line representing Simply Doors. Big angle through outer zone 1. Smooth transition in outer zone 2. Early coverage and pretty deep there. The rear tire, the inside rear tire was a little bit out early on, but nonetheless a great line through outer zone 2 and outer zone 3 with a little bit too much left foot braking there, and there might be a couple of points left in outer zone 3 just due to the coverage. Great angle, but that line score might suffer. Just a point or two. Otherwise, a fantastic run for T-Mastas. Looks like a line score of 29, an angle score of 29. So perhaps just missing that 90 mark, but very close nonetheless. It is a total of 87 from T-Mastas. Up next, we have another driver on the line. Who is it? It is 242 Renga, representing Casual Crew. I definitely expect a good run here. These guys are putting in the time it takes to become very familiar with the course. A big initiation and deep angle into outer zone 1, looking smooth in this Volvo. Outer zone 2 with deep angle and a deep coverage. Outer zone 3, no wall hits to be had, and a fantastic and clean run from 242 Renga. Very clean. A great looking line, great initiation. Always holding my breath on the entries into the outer zones, outer zone 2 and outer zone 1 in particular, but outer zone 3 absolutely challenging as well. Again, if you get the wrong line, you're going to get into these zones with the wrong angle and could potentially send yourself into the wall. But Renga putting up a fantastic score, saying, I know how it's done, and here is a score of 91 for Renga. Another 90 on the board here in round 3. 30, 31, and 30 for 242 Renga. And we have on the line here a personal favorite. It is WK Gutter, representing Team Full Lock. And one of the best looking Supras I've ever seen. Let's see what Gutter has in store for us here. Big initiation through outer zone 1. Great coverage, great angle, very smooth. Looking set into place through outer zone 2, all the way out to the blue and yellow wall with complete accurate coverage of the inner clip 1. And that is an unfortunate tail hit into the entry of outer zone 3. And that's going to be a DNF right before the end of the judged zone. But of course, one more try for Gutter. We'll see him back on the line. I'm not sure. I believe we might have one more driver before Gutter, unless this might be just the DNFs redoing their runs here. A great looking run up until that outer zone 3. Just a little bit too much speed and not wide enough of an angle. Sending the rear of the car into the wall at that much speed is going to bounce you off the wall and send you off track. So an unfortunate ending there. That was looking to be a score of 90, but we have Reaper King back on the line. Of course, an initially DNF'd driver. Competition life is on the line here. Calm and controlled off the line, ready to initiate into outer zone 1. A nice coverage of outer zone 1 for Reaper. A little bit of a tail smack. Get back into it, brother. Get back into it. Here we go. A little bit of a tail smack there into outer zone 2, but holding on to the car nonetheless. Maximum angle and throwing it at 90 degrees into the end of the judge zones. What an unfortunate beginning of the run there. Mad respect for throwing down the rest of the track, though. I'm not sure if that's a judgeable run. Of course, what is judgeable and what is not judgeable is whether or not the driver put up a line that could be followed by a chasing driver. And I think that's going to be a DNF for Reaper King. We're waiting, and it unfortunately is not able to put up a scoreable run for Reaper King. Some unfortunate barrier collision, sending him out of the competition for round 3. Thank you for competing, Reaper King. Your time in round 3 is unfortunately over. We have plenty more convoys for you guys here today in round 3. We're going to send it to commercial break, and when we come back, some more round 3 E-Town action. Don't go anywhere. You guys completely thought we were going to commercial break? I'm just kidding. We're back with WK Gutter on the line, ready to hit it. I totally trolled all of you. You're welcome. Let's see WK Gutter, once again, my favorite driver, on the line, ready to hook it up. Let's see this 90 run, bro. You guys thought we were going to commercial break. Heck no, we're not. We got WK Gutter on the line, baby. Make it good. Make it steezy. Smooth run into outer zone 2 with that lime green looking sweet. Outer zone 2 met with a ton of angle and a ton of coverage. As stable as a wheel player can be. A little bit of an e-brake to send him just a little bit short. Really kind of struggling with that angle into outer zone 3. The deep inner clip 1 mark able to be hit, but a little bit of an awkward line into outer zone 3. Really difficult to judge here because we do have such a fantastic run otherwise, and it looks like the judges agree. A great run, even despite a little mistake. That is WK Gutter with a line score of 29. That last corner is a devil. Angle score of 28. Give me that 30 for style. Give me that 30 for style. Give it to me. Come on, Judge 3. Show up. And it's a 28. Okay. Not at exactly a 30, but very close nonetheless. That should be enough to send Gutter into tomorrow's main event. I apologize for that early commercial break, but I am no longer joking. It is another commercial break. We'll be back with another convoy and more action for you after these messages. Thank you for joining us on YouTube and Twitch. Don't go anywhere.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back once again. It is round 3 at E-Town. This is Forza Drift Events Season 4. I am Shunzi, as you may all know. Thank you guys for joining us today here on March 9th. It is a wonderful Saturday here in Central California, where I'm at. Hope you guys are all enjoying the content, the action, the incredible runs, the unfortunate defeats here in round 3 so far. This track, I'm telling you, is deceiving. It's a figure 8. There's only 3 zones. You know, after round 2, you look at Moto Arena LODs, and the complexity of that track really was a highlight for round 2. It was a very long track, averaging about 30 seconds longer than any other track this season. Perhaps, arguably, the most difficult track of the season. And so a lot of competitors, I think, may have put in that extra seat time into preparing for round 2. But here in round 3, again, looks can be deceiving. It's a figure 8. There's only 3 zones. There's 1 inner clip zone. But man, are these barriers claiming people left and right. Our drivers are doing their best, and we've had some incredible, better than track showcase runs, like Karma's score of 97, which is our leading score of the day. But some very unfortunate DNFs from some pretty experienced drivers. So for those of you who might have thought E-Town would be a cakewalk, you might want to think again. Of course, keys to victory really rounding out the track showcase, putting into words what the track showcase is trying to exemplify. Of course, the initiation is where it all begins. A snappy and fast initiation, meaning we're going to need to see speed management even into Outer Zone 1. Before you hit Outer Zone 1, there is a wall that has claimed a couple of runs so far today. But if you can make it past the wall and through Outer Zone 1, the transition over the middle hump, kind of a trademark of the map, is the bit of elevation change through the middle of the track into Outer Zone 2, and into Outer Zone 3 as well. So our drivers passing over the center of that track 3 times throughout this run can definitely unsettle your car. So looking for these entries into Outer Zone 2 and Outer Zone 3, we're trying to make sure our drivers don't hit those barriers, right? Let's go ahead and take it over to the track showcase and see Shreddit go through the track one more time. Again, here is that barrier on that left-hand side, the blue and yellow barrier. The zone begins right after that barrier. And here's that elevation change into Outer Zone 2. Outer Zone 2 being the majority of the track, maintaining maximum angle here consistently throughout the rest of the zone is super important. Inner clip 1 is the only inner clip of the track, but really is going to be important for our drivers to hit because it sets you up with a good line into Outer Zone 3. And of course, if you're at the right speed and momentum, a little bit of a wall tap isn't going to spell the end of your run, but too much speed at the wrong angle and these barriers become deadly. We do have another convoy making their way to the line currently. We're going to go ahead and take it back to our scenic view over E-Town. As I say, thank you once again for coming back from the commercial break. This is round 3 at E-Town of Forza Drift Events. Those of you on YouTube, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Make sure you check out the rest of our content, and of course, head over to ForzaDriftEvents.com for all of the information for Season 4 FDE. And thank you for everyone coming through on Twitch at twitch.tv/Shunzi. I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out this event that we're putting on for everyone. We hope everyone is having a great day and enjoying themselves. We are making our way back to the lane, so bear with us while we set up the next convoy of drivers. This convoy only has 9 drivers I'm going to go ahead and quickly talk with the FDE staff, the event staff, and see if this is the last convoy of the day or if we have another convoy after this. But regardless, we have had some incredible scores so far today. I will definitely be reviewing the footage of Karma's beautiful 97-point run. We can see it there at the top of the screen. Number 1 for qualifying is Karma Mark IV with a score of 97, and just on the heels of Karma is Twirls and James Neilio with a score of 96. Really setting themselves apart by 5 points. The podium really pushing the boundaries of what can be done on Forza on E-Town in this event. You're nearing perfection with a total score of 97. That's 2 points off of a literal perfect run, which in Season 4 we have not had. I believe 97 is the best score we've had all season, or at least tying for it. But anyways, we are here, and as you can see, we have Doobie Bandit. I love that name. Love the car. I'm ready to see you put down on E-Town. Let's see what you got for us. A little bit of a late start there. But we are back into the initiation zone through outer zone 1. A little bit of a shallow angle there, and a little bit late into outer zone 2, and a little bit shallow. Oof. A little bit shallow with the angle there. I hope this driver read the rules and knows that they can strategically DNF here. If not, this might be a scored run, and that is going to be a DNF before the end of the track there. Strategically DNFing themselves. Very intelligently done. Of course, make sure you guys read the rule book and understand the usage of the judged section. So Doobie Bandit going through the rest of the track just to get their tires warm, just to get their nerves shook out, but gonna be back on the line once again. And on the line right now, we have something special. A perhaps never before seen car. It is a Lincoln Co. 03 Plus, driven by, nonetheless, Death with Drifters Reborn in what he's dubbed the Wasp. Let's see what the Wasp can do here under the pedal of Reborn. Calm and cool off the line into the initiation zone. A big initiation and great coverage of outer zone 1 and a good entry into outer zone 2. We'll see if the Wasp can hold angle through this zone. It looks like it is, with a great coverage of inner clip 1. We're going to see a lot of the same through outer zone 3. No wall taps. A nice clean run from Reborn there in a very interesting car. Very good line from Reborn. Starting with a great initiation. Always great to see drivers coming up with new builds on new cars, showing their creativity with the liveries, with the engine builds, with the tunes, and of course showing that experience in the seat time. It is Reborn with a total of 86, a 30 for line, 28 for angle, and 28 for style. I would argue a 30 for style, but I'm not a judge. Great run, Reborn. Great run, great looking car. Let's go ahead and take it back to E-Town and see who is on the line for us now. It is ESRG Bart. Coming back from round 2, a somewhat rookie driver, ready on E-Town to show us what they can do. Ooh. Oh, good correction there too. A little bit hot into outer zone 1 and outer zone 2, but somehow just sliding by the barriers And with a lot of angle into the exit of outer zone 2, that's an oversteer situation. Bart may have done that on purpose, but that build is looking solid. Lots of angle from Bart there. An unfortunate DNF, but perhaps betting on another run at the end of the convoy. Man, did I say that I like the name Doobie Bandit? Love the names, love the gamer tags, love the liveries. It's a good day here in round 3. Let's take it back to E-Town. We're going to swing past our competitor's circle and see who is on the line. It is Frankenstein in a Mark IV Supra. All right, Frankenstein, show us what you got. Show me what you got. Picking up lots of speed into the initiation. Great coverage of outer zone 1. A smooth transition over the elevated middle of the track into outer zone 2. Looking smooth with deep angle and coverage of outer zone 2. Going out to that yellow and blue wall through inner clip 1. A great wall tap into the exit of OZ3 and a very clean run from Frankenstein. Very well done. Frankenstein with a line score of 28. An angle score of 29. How about that style score? Judge 3 with a 30. That is a 28, 29, and 30 for a total of 87 for Frankenstein. Very good score. Definitely into the higher 80s there. Definitely a secure place to be to make it into tomorrow's main event. Back on the line, it is Metazone Wharf. Metazone Wharf in a really good looking livery here. Deep blue livery in the 05 M3. Let's see how they fare here in round 3 on E-Town. Ooh, big e-brake. Just a little bit too much e-brake. Not enough speed into that outer zone 1. Having a hard time getting full coverage of that outer zone 1. But looking great through outer zone 2 and the inner clip. We'll see if this is going to be a DNF score. It looks like, yes, that indeed is a strategic DNF before the end of the judged section, setting himself out wide and kind of going off course to initiate, hey, judges, I want a second run. So it looks like Metazone Wharf will get a DNF and will be back on the line after the rest of the convoy. I'll tell you, going for your first run can be nerve-wracking, but you kind of always have that reprieve in your back pocket. You can kind of yeet yourself off the track just in time for the end of the judge zone if you're not happy with your run. But on that second run, when it's time to throw down, I could imagine the nerves might even be greater than the initial run. So we'll see. Metazone Wharf back on the line. On the line currently is Spared Dig. Spared Dig. All right. Looks like we have a GR86 on the line, ready to go. Woo. Oh, okay. Okay, a little bit of an awkward start, but we're going to go with it. Spared Dig finding their way into... Okay, a little bit off course there, buddy, and that's going to be a DNF. Unfortunately, Spared Dig not able to find their way through the course. Maybe their cat unplugged their controller. I don't know what happened there, but that's a DNF. That's a DNF if I have ever seen one. We'll take it back to the judges panel just to ensure. Yeah, that's a DNF. I think the cat may have unplugged the controller there. You never know what happens. behind the scenes of these drivers from around the world, literally meeting each other here on the virtual E-Town from around the world. Up next, it looks like we have Twin A. Let's see who is on the line and in what. Looks like we have a BMW. Is that an M2? Here with Twin A. Twin A on the line. All right. Here we go. Twin A, a name I have not seen before, I don't think. So perhaps a new competitor here getting ready to go into their first outer zone, looking great into OZ1, and outer zone 2 hit with a good amount of early coverage there. A little bit of a struggle with the angle, but this tiny car, this short wheelbase, finding good coverage through outer zone 2, inner clip 1, and outer zone 3. Perhaps a couple of points left on the line for left on the track for line. A little bit shallow on that inner clip hit, but nonetheless a complete and scoreable run. We'll go ahead and see what the judges have to say for Twin A. That's a line score of 27, so yes, just a couple of points shaved off there for that bit of a shallow go through inner clip 1, but an angle score of 28 and a style score of 28 puts Twin A at a total of 83. A solid run nonetheless, really kind of on the cusp of what the drivers need to make it into tomorrow's main event. We'll see where that lands him later on once the top 32 bracket is more filled out, but we will head back to the line and see who is here for us. I believe this is, it indeed is Doobie Bandit, gamertag of the day, and looking for a scoreable run here. It is on the line. Tomorrow's main event, the competition life, is make or break here and now. Bit of a drift before the judge section to get himself settled into outer zone 1. A smooth transition into outer zone 2, just tapping the entry of the zone, but looking solid through the rest of it here. Let's see if they can make it back into inner clip 1, and let's see this transition into the beginning of outer zone 3. This is looking solid. A little bit of a shallow let out there at the end of OZ3, but Doobie Bandit putting up absolutely a scoreable run. We'll see where that lands him in the rest of the field. Doobie Bandit, Judge 1, putting up a 10th score, our first of the day. That is a 26.5. Wouldn't that be something if you made it into tomorrow's main event by a half point? Would definitely be interesting. We have an angle score. Looks like our judges are deliberating. They're going to go ahead and take a look at the footage over on YouTube with that wonderful replay. Unfortunately, Twitch does not have live replay. Twitch, unfortunately, far behind in the live streaming game. However, we do have our scores updated. It is a 26.5, a 26, and a 28. That is a total of 80.5 for Doobie Bandit. Well done, Doobie Bandit. Again, really close to the previous cutoff marks for the top 32, but we'll go ahead and head it back to E-Town and find out who is up next. We have ESRG Bart. ESRG Bart putting up a really decent score, or decent run first time around, but doing a strategic DNF after Outer Zone 2. All right. On the line is Bart through Outer Zone 1, looking pretty good through there. Not overcooking it, keeping it in the zone. Outer Zone 2 looking good. A little bit of a tire dip there. Could be a point shaved off already. However, holding on control to the car, getting decent coverage in inner clip 1. Going into Outer Zone 3. Pulling it out It is ESRG Bart putting up a decent run on the line. Definitely a bit nerve-wracking in my opinion, but well done nonetheless. A little bit deep into outer zone 1, a little bit deep into outer zone 2, and these is where you're going to see those points being shaved off for your line. Once again, really trying to follow the track showcase here. There's not a lot of track to judge, so these smaller mistakes could mean a lot of points lost. But that's going to be a 25 for line, a 24 for angle, and a 27 for style. That is a total of 76 for ESRG Bart. Well done. You might find yourself in the competition tomorrow, but that is yet to be seen. We'll wait for the top 32 bracket to be fixed up. Up next, we do have a veteran driver. It is Meta Zone Wharf with a strategic initial DNF. We'll see what they can pull together when it is all on the line. Make or break competition life. Here and now, a little bit of an early exit out of outer zone 1. Outer zone 2 hit with some early coverage, looking solid through here. Out to the blue and yellow checkers. Back into the inner clip 1. A little bit of a tire dip, but able to pull it in with a great looking outer zone 3. Kind of a scary entry into outer zone 3 with a bit of a tire dip. I thought they were going to meet the barrier with the back end of that car, but that small wheelbase perhaps saving them a little bit there and pulling out a great deep coverage and deep angle through OZ3. Perhaps making up for a couple of points lost in that earlier mistake. Looks like a 28 for line, a 28 for style. And a 27 for angle. That is going to be a total of 83. Another score right on the line. 1 point difference here, my friends, could be a big difference in your competition life in round 3, or really in any round, right? Every point matters. That's why it matters to put in that seat time. Great run, Metazone Wharf. Way to put up a decent score, a great score perhaps, when it's all on the line. We do have Spared Dig back on the line. Controller is plugged in and they are ready to go. Spared Dig, best of luck in your run on E-Town. Okay, there we go. We are off the line with Spared Dig, heading out extremely wide, off course. Okay. Well, that's another DNF. Thanks for competing, dude. Unfortunately, not able to find the track there, and I think Spared Dig might be a little confused. A little bit of confusion there from Spared Dig. I think that's the end of this convoy. Thank you guys for watching. We are not done yet. We do have another convoy set up for you guys, so do not go anywhere. We have more qualifying runs here on E-Town waiting for you guys when you get back. Don't go anywhere.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back from commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. This again is FDE Season 4, Round 3 here at Englishtown, New Jersey. We are, of course, getting ready to head into our last convoy of the day. We have one more convoy of drivers looking to qualify for tomorrow's main event. Of course, today is the qualifying day. We've had plenty of incredible runs so far. Total score up to 97, with two scores chasing by just 1 point of 96. I believe that is Karma in the lead still, with CCX Twirls, of course, full lock Karma. CCX Twirls very close behind. And I believe, is it CCX James Neilio? I'm not actually quite sure, but some incredible runs from those three gents, rounding out the P1, P2, and P3 positions of the competition so far. Definitely a high bar to reach when you get into those scores above 95. You're nearing perfection. Once again, the scores are out of 33 for each category. Line, angle, and style, with a total of 99 potential points to be had. So hopefully we can see another 90. That would be incredible. But let's go ahead and take a quick peek back at the keys to victory while we are loading in to the track. You guys all know that these barriers have been the separating device for these drivers here today. A couple of wall taps might not be too bad, but too much speed into the entry of each zone, really all three zones, can spell disaster. These barriers are unforgiving, so making sure you're managing that entry speed into outer zone 1, good transitions over the elevated center divider of the track. And of course, the inner clip 1 has been a little bit awkward for different drivers. Hitting inner clip 1 with different angle can kind of set you up with a weird line into outer zone 3, where you kind of get too deep into the zone before you're able to get grip and follow through. So some barrier collisions into outer zone 3 from veteran drivers, even like WK Gutter. Of course, that DNF was followed by a high 80s score for WK Gutter, so it wasn't the end of the line for that driver. But of course, other drivers have been not so fortunate. We're going to go ahead and take a quick peek back at the track showcase as we are loading into E-Town now. Taking another look at how these barriers are set up right before the outside zones. And making sure that you hit the zone early, like this example here, already sideways entering into OZ2 from the side of the zone marker rather than the front of the zone marker. Looks like we actually have a little bit of a mistake with the convoy. Forza Horizon 5 providing us with nothing but stable gameplay. We're going to need to regroup with this convoy, but we will be continuing with this last group of drivers here soon. It looks like we're going to need to drive to the end of the track and reset. So I'm going to leave that up to another driver here and keep you guys in the loop when I can. Yeah, race is ending in 25 seconds. Unfortunately, we do have to do a regroup here. But we will be back in the action soon. Of course, taking a quick peek at the track showcase, like I was saying, you know, a lot of drivers are going to be separated very closely with points here. With round 1 and round 2, I believe the score that you needed to get into the top 32 was 83. So if you're hitting an 81, an 82, just that 1 or 2 points can be the make or break for your competition life. So really putting in the seat time to make sure you're hitting these zones at their entry rather than later on can spell the difference between making it into the main event and your competition ending on day 1. So, of course, these details are where you're going to see the difference in skill level between the drivers who are putting in several hours every day versus the drivers who might not have as much time. Of course, this is an international league. We have drivers from around the world in all different time zones coming together to prepare for this event and all of the rest of Season 4 events. And if you would like to get involved, make sure you head over to ForzaDriftEvents.com and get involved with these groups of drivers. Everyone kind of preparing tunes, liveries, and putting in those laps on E-Town to prepare for this event. And, you know, it's interesting too, because even a lot of preparation doesn't always equal a high score, right? You see a lot of drivers who have been known to put up these high scores, tapping a wall, hitting a barrier, sending it too fast with too much heat into OZ1 can throw you off track. And it's kind of the name of the game. That's drift competition. If you make a mistake when it matters, those hours you put in for preparation might not mean as much. So again, some unfortunate defeats here in round 3. But once again, just thinking back to those beautiful runs from Karma, James Nealio, and Twirls, really, setting the standard for competition here in FDE, and really showing their stride and all of the preparation going into this competition. Again, to get involved, to learn about the liveries, to learn about the teams, to learn about how to set up your car to compete in Forza Drift events, head over to ForzaDriftEvents.com. ForzaDriftEvents.com. You can find information, all the information you want, as well as live brackets going into tomorrow's main event. Our organizer is currently updating the top 32 bracket, which we will be taking a look at before we end here today. This is the last convoy of the day, but of course, we still have some drivers left. We have the potential for some more high 90s runs, and of course, potential for some heartbreaking defeats. I said it at the start, and I'll keep saying it through tomorrow. This track is deceiving. It's a figure 8. There's a bit of an elevation change in the middle of the track here, as you can see. But it looks simple, but I'm telling you, these zones, so not only are these zones crucial to get right on entry and exit to try to maximize your points earned, but there's not a lot of track. So every single point, every single area in the track matters more when there's less track to be judged. Something like Moto Arena Lodz, there's so much track to be judged, so a tiny little bit of a straighten or a little tire dip off here and there might count for something like half of a point rather than a whole point. Whereas here, on such a short track, I'm sure these runs are probably averaging no more than 25 seconds, you really have to be on your game. So although it might be a simple layout, the cost for simple mistakes might be greater. Of course, we do have Shreddit, Baz, and Regen on the judges panel here today. Once again, I am Shunzi. Thank you to all of the viewers on Twitch and YouTube for checking out the event this weekend. It is not over just yet. Even on qualifying day, of course, you do not want to miss the action. Tomorrow, it is the main event. Some head-to-head battles between the best of the best in round 3 here at E-Town. I personally would love to see, and again, I hope I'm not putting the track creators in a bad position, but I would love to see E-Town at night. There are several versions of this track that our wonderful FDE staff have put together for us, and this is the day version. There is a night version where all the lights come on, and it takes on a bit of a different look. That might not happen just because, if we set up the drivers to practice on the daytime track, the way that the shadows look, the way that the track looks and feels might be a little bit different from the nighttime version. So I'm not sure that might not happen this time around, but in the future, it'd be pretty incredible to have qualifying runs on a daytime version and then perhaps the main event on the nighttime version. It would be really cool. That's what I'm saying, Dead to You. It would be very cool to have a little bit of that dynamic style into the comps. Time of day changes in real life. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would be very, very cool. It looks like we unfortunately have an infinite loading screen glitch, so I am going to keep you guys on the hook through a little bit more of me chatting. So for anyone on YouTube or on Twitch, what have you guys been thinking of today? What has been a highlight for you? Of course, we love to see those high scoring those high-scoring runs. But it was kind of funny to see Spare Dig yeet himself off the track. I got to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what was happening through there. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of our drivers is challenging themselves to play with their feet. I'm not quite sure. But that was kind of fun to see. But, yeah. Kind of interesting to see the different highlights. I would love to see some more clips after the competition today and going into tomorrow, the head-to-head battles. We have got to see some more clips. So if you guys are on YouTube or on Twitch, I'm not exactly sure how YouTube handles highlights or clipping. But I know on Twitch, you can always clip, I think, 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds of the event. So if you ever find an interesting point throughout the stream, it's always nice to have some memories. Share them in the Discord, share them with your friends, get your friends and potentially family involved. We do try to make this a family-friendly broadcast so everyone can watch and enjoy. We are loading the game back up. I apologize for the long wait here. We are at the mercy of Forza Horizon 5, and if you are a Forza Horizon 5 player, you know it's not always the most stable game in the world, especially when you have drivers from, like I said, around the world competition here at FDE. We have drivers from everywhere competing with one another here on the New Jersey track, Englishtown. So it can prove to be a bit difficult, but we, of course, are working behind the scenes to get all of the drivers set up and ready. Let me go ahead and send you guys over to the track showcase for a little bit of action before. I'm going to let you guys enjoy this sideways action. An incredible looking run. I gotta be honest with you, I think Karma Mark IV's run was even better than the track showcase. I mean, we might as well record that. Seeing these drivers with the open road in front of them, not worrying about being chased, not worrying about chasing, just putting up maximum angle with stability and style. It is incredible to watch in Forza Horizon 5. I feel like when I started playing this game, I didn't know the caliber of skill that you could get to in this game. And watching Forza Drift events has been eye-opening for that. There are so many incredible communities here that put together this show. It's not just FDE staff. It is also our club members. It is also all of our partners putting in the time and effort to make this competition a reality as competitors, as livery creators, as, of course, our staff members. It is a community of people here on Forza Horizon really putting in time and effort to put on a show for you. So thank you again to all of our drivers today that have put up incredible scores. I've really appreciated watching all of the variety of cars as well, like DWD Reborn in that new Link & Co. 03 Plus with a Wasp, he calls it. It's been very, very fun. So thank you to all of our drivers. And of course, thank you to our judges and our track creators and our event, ForzaDriftEvents.com web developer, Hot Like Soup. Let's go ahead and take it back to Keys to Victory and enjoy this scenic view as we are trying to load into the track now. A little bit of a hiatus here. Forza Horizon 5 cannot cooperate always, right? It's not like we have all of the wonderful quality of life options like some other games. I'm not going to name names, but I'm pretty sure if you're part of the community, you know what I'm talking about. Not a lot of great tools for content creators here on Forza, but we make do. We definitely make do. We're currently waiting for more drivers to get into the convoy. Our convoy organizer, Shreddit, trying to start the session. It looks like we are loading in. A bit difficult just because of, again, the variety of player we have here. These servers working their pants off to try and connect all of us and bring us into E-Town here. I wish I knew who made this track. If you know in the chat who made this version of E-Town, I would love to know. Hopefully everyone is still hanging out. I wish I had like a montage of all of the different clips of the day, but I'm telling you, if you guys really would love to see Forza Drift events increase in the production quality, increase in the amount of things that we're able to do, and perhaps even the amount of events we're able to manage each season, get involved with the community. We're always looking for more staff members to help with the production, looking for more judges. ForzaDriftEvents.com. Join the Discord and message some staff. If you are of the right shape and form, we might be able to see you on the FDE staff, helping us put together this production and put together all of the content behind the scenes. So this was made by Shreddit. Dead to You is saying this was made by Shreddit. I love this track. I got to be honest with you. I really like the night version. We are on the day version once again, but I'm gonna definitely try to massage Shreddit a little bit, see if he'll put on the night version for tomorrow, but no promises. No promises. All right. Loading. Looks like Comcast is telling me my time is done. It looks like we have a stable bit rate right now, so if you guys are experiencing any lag or any issues, please refresh your stream. We should be live and in the green currently. Let's go ahead and get through this convoy. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. Of course, I know some of you guys have been here all day long, and I really appreciate your viewership, but check out behind the scenes here at E-Town. It looks like our first driver is going to be Sunken, but we can see this majestic entry, this ascension into E-Town. I figure you guys have waited long enough, right? Our drivers know this little road here into our driver's circle area and our branding. And we come over to our left to see the starting line. These tracks are put together by our FDE staff. Lots of little additions and massage. Lots of little additions to the track here and there to make it fun for our drivers. We do have Sunken on the line. It looks like they're a little bit too far forward, somehow putting on their blinker, which is, I've never seen that before. Maybe back up to the line. There we go. Okay. We are on the line. I believe we are ready to go. Hopefully the stream is stable. It looks like we're getting a little bit of red here, but that's not going to stop us. We are ready to go with Sunken on the line. All right, Sunken, what do you got? All right, Sunken kind of struggling to get grip into the initiation zone, and unfortunately with a very late initiation into Outer Zone 1 and struggling to find Outer Zone 2. After finding it, putting up a decent little drift there, but just unfortunately it looks like the tune is not matching the driver right now. Going through Outer Zone 3, an unfortunate run there from Sunken. Might not be the best run they could have put up, but that car is fighting them. Let's see if that's a DNF or if that is, I mean, it must be a DNF, right? Yeah, that's going to be a DNF. We want to see that once more time. Sunken hopefully can, I don't know, throw these zones if they must. But we do have another driver on the line. We're going to see... We are going to see Funky a Monkey from Casual Crew representing in this old school Viper. Looking good. Funky Monkey on the line, ready to go. Lots of speed. Lots of speed into Outer Zone 1. That is a big tire dip off of the track. Lots of speed into Outer Zone 1. That's going to be a DNF from Funky Monkey. 2 DNFs back-to-back for the last convoy. Unfortunate. You know what I think is actually happening currently is the Twitch servers, perhaps, maybe even the YouTube servers as well, are having some problems. I'm getting some server reconnection notifications here. I mean, this isn't my personal internet. This is server-side streaming things going on here. So again, if you see some issues with your stream, just go ahead and refresh, and we'll try to keep it popping here. With another drive on the line, it is Hodio on the line, ready to put up their score. An Lexus SC300. I really like this car personally, so it's good to see this really solid entry into Outer Zone 1, finding their spot into Outer Zone 2, a little bit out wide, but pulling it back into the track for their inner clip one hit, a touch shallow there, so perhaps leaving some points on the board for the line score, but good style, good angle, and a good score for Hodio. Looks like a line score of 26, an angle score of 25, and a style score coming up next. It is to 26 for style, so his total score of 77 for Hodio. A driver that I have not seen before, so thank you for your qualifying run, Hodio. A total of 77, definitely not too shabby, but with the strength of field and FDE, it might not be enough to get into the main event. Let's go ahead and see. We had a sneak peek there of the next driver. It is, I believe, another new driver, Misery, on the line, ready to go in a baby blue Aston Martin. Going down the line into Outer Zone 1. Nice big drift with a bit too much angle there. Misery goes into an oversteer situation and DNFs for their first run. Some unfortunate DNFs. I mean, I gotta be honest, DNFing on your first run can be strategic, but it can, like I said earlier, it can be nerve-wracking for that second run. When your entire competition life is on the line, you really have to be able to put up, I mean, honestly, a score of 82 at least to be able to find your way into tomorrow's run. Of course, we have not taken a look at the top 32 bracket just yet, but we will soon. And it is Dead to You on the line. a longtime FDE competitor. It is great to see you back on the line, Dead to You. Let's see what you got on E-Town. Hopefully we can see a nice big score here. Doing a little bit of a warm-up perhaps here on the starting line, just trying to get those tires warm and ready to go. It is Dead to You, ready to hit the track. With the 370 Nismo, a little bit of a flick into outer zone 1. Nice deep angle and coverage there through outer zone 1. Looking solid through outer zone 2. A little bit late of an entry into outer zone 2. And perhaps fighting the car just a touch to get that angle that they want. But inner clip 1. Oh, that's a little bit shallow, or excuse me, deep of an entry into outer zone 3. Hitting the wall and ending their run. That's going to be another DNF. Lots of DNFs here in this last convoy. Of course, the stream and the show has been going on for about 2.5 hours now, so these drivers might just be a little cold, waiting for their turn. It can be kind of an advantage to go early, but of course, convoy organization is done first come first serve. But it looks like all we have left are DNF runs to redo. It is Sunken back on the line. Sunken trying to put up a scoreable run the first time around. Not so. But perhaps they can find enough angle and control to throw it into these zones. An unfortunate miss of outer zone 1 and outer zone 2. I think this build just needs more work. Some more time in the shop, some more time in the garage, putting together a better build with a better tune to be able to really throw down. Mad respect for finishing the course. Sunken, trying to do their best with the car, but just unfortunately not on the same par as the other drivers here today. Showing that this indeed may look easy when you watch some of these high 90s, even high 80s runs can look incredible. But I promise you, and as you can see, it is not that easy. Definitely a challenging competition here for all drivers, new and old. We're going to go ahead. We do have a couple of other drivers after these DNF drivers. But first on the line up next is another DNF driver. I believe it's going to be Misery or Funky Monkey. Let's go ahead and wait for the graphic to upload. Organizing the lobby really quickly, getting our driver to the line. It is indeed Funky Monkey. It is Funky Monkey on the line with the Viper ready to go. Competition life on the line. Can Funky Monkey master this first initiation into outer zone 1? They can indeed. Last time we saw them go over the line, but this is looking like a solid run. A little bit of a straighten out there in the middle of outer zone 2. But nonetheless, holding on to their competition life into outer zone 3, the deadliest zone of the track perhaps, hitting it nicely with deep angle and coverage over OZ3. A great run when it's all on the line. A Funky Monkey representing Casual Crew, putting up a good score when it matters most. A line score of 27. Points being cut off there just for the little bit of a shallow at the end of each zone. A little bit of an awkward exit out of OZT and OZ2, and the inner clip 1, just not as much coverage as you're going to want to see from a high 90s score. Angle score of 27 and a style score of 28. There's that magic number 82. We'll see if that is enough to make it into the main event tomorrow. Right on the cusp is Funky Monkey. We have another driver on the line who is fighting for their competition life. Misery It is here and now. Make or break. Make or break into the initiation zone. A little bit of a wall tap there, but still hanging on to the control of the car. A very solid and early coverage of OZ2. Lots of angle here, lots of control. Getting a pretty decent coverage of interclip 1. OZ3 hitting that braking, making sure that it doesn't send them off track. Misery with a solid run through E-Town. Man, it really is honestly nerve-wracking as just the driver here of the camera car. Of course, I have front row seats, but seeing these drivers put up their second DNF run, or their second run due to a DNF initially, is nerve-wracking. But that was a good run. We have a 27 for line, 27 for angle. This is going to be that low 80s score where you're just right on the cusp of that magic 82, 83. And that's an 82. 27, 27, 28 for Misery, a score of 82 on the edge of the main event qualification for tomorrow. Again, the 32-player bracket is currently being updated. We'll have information on the top 32 drivers coming up soon, but I believe we have another few drivers to get through first. Okay, it is long-time FDE driver and community member. It is Dead to You, G59. It is on the line now. The car has some damage on the rear left bumper, looking battle-worn, but ready nonetheless. With a great Budweiser livery on the 370 Nismo, it is Dead to You into Outer Zone 1 with great coverage and angle. Smooth transition to Outer Zone 2. Early zone coverage. That is the name of the game. Looking solid and stable through OZ2. Great coverage of interclip 1. Can he match it with an OZ3 run? He can indeed. A little bit of a wall tap there, and Dead to You puts up a fantastic run through E-Town when it all is on the line. A little bit of an excited driver there. Fantastic. You earned it. I thought that was a good run. Let's go and see what the judges have to see, or have to say, excuse me. Line score of 25. I'll be honest, that might be a point or two shallow of what I thought was going to happen. But we have an angle score of 26, and we have a style score. Judge 3 coming up of 29, still skating into the 80s. You never know what can happen. We have had a few drivers here today who we expected to get into the top 32 and had some really heartbreaking defeats. So you never know. 80 points might just be enough. We'll go ahead and take one more commercial break for everyone. Please don't go anywhere. Stick around. We have some more qualifying runs for you after these messages.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back to Forza Drift Events Season 4, Round 3. E-Town has been an incredible track today so far. Again, it is just the qualifying runs currently. We have just a few drivers for you left before we start watching that live bracket update for tomorrow's main event. Thank you all for watching today. Thank you to every single competitor for putting in the time and effort it takes to prepare and show up to the event. We appreciate everyone's viewership on YouTube and Twitch. These are the last few runs, and I'll be honest, I am still looking for a score of 90 plus. We do have just a few drivers, but a veteran driver nonetheless is in the convoy ready to go. A little quick peek at keys to victory before we take it to the first line here. We do have Fox Reppin LD. All right, Fox, I believe, is on the line. We have a driver breaking the rules up there. Not exactly sure what's going on there. I'm sure our organizers will take care of that. But I'm going to go ahead and wait for that driver to complete their illegal run. Again, guys and gals, if you are competing in the event, we do appreciate you guys not just reading and understanding the rule book, but also making sure you listen to the event organizer in these convoys, as it does help us run the competition a little bit smoother. Looks like that driver is out of the way, and our driver Fox is on the line, ready to go. Okay. We're ready to go here into turn 1 with a big initiation into OZ1. That was incredible to watch. We have a wide entry into OZ2, a little bit of a wall tap at the end of OZ2, putting Fox into a shallow run through the middle of OZ2. Unfortunate there, but perhaps not leaving many points on the line. Lots of angle and lots of style through there, looking good. Let's see what the judges say themselves. I have not seen a tap that late in OZ2 all day. I gotta be honest, that was interesting. Usually the entries, not the exits, are where you're gonna find the wall taps. But nonetheless, a line score of 28. A style score of 26. And an angle score of 26 for a total of 80 for Fox. Okay, let's take it back to E-Town and see what driver is up next. It is Daddy Dilds on the line and ready to go. We saved the best till last. It is Daddy Dilds in a Spec 5 RTR Mustang. We're expecting a 90 here. This is a door-to-door action driver, very experienced. Let's see them on E-Town here in round 3. Big preparation for OZ1 and a fantastic management of speed into the zone. Nice and smooth into OZ2. A beautiful line so far. The car is dialed in, and Daddy Dilds is ready to perform here on E-Town. A big entry into OZ3 and really showing everything the judges are looking for. Complete zone coverage of the car early and late. Lots of angle and that stable looking style. Incredible looking run from Daddy Dilds. I'm expecting this to be a 90. We already have a 30 score for line with Judge 1, Judge 2, angle score of 30, and Judge 3. You know you gotta give it to him. A style score of 31. Our final driver of the day, showing you guys exactly what it is that we do here. A total score of 91 for Daddy Dilds. Fantastic run. Great to see a nice solid run at the end of the day. Of course, we are not done yet. We do have some more information for you guys regarding tomorrow's main event. That is currently it for our qualifying runs for the day. We do have to stick around here. I would love to see myself how the bracket is going to shape up for tomorrow. Of course, let's take it back to gameplay and just take a look at this beautiful Mustang here. I want to see those scores up at top. So again, at the top left hand of your screen, oh, it looks like I'm actually getting word from our organizer. It is time to check out the bracket. I think we're going to get live updates here. Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've been waiting for all day, all of our drivers have gone for their qualifying runs here in round 3 at E-Town. A very interesting course. It's a short course. It's a figure 8. It feels like it would be super easy and super familiar, and yet these barriers on the outside of each zone have been very challenging for our drivers. Of course, some drivers are rising to meet that challenge, with Karma here as the first seed into top 32, and the 32nd driver, Hodio. I am not sure what score Hodio had. I can't remember if that was an 80 or an 82. I would love some word from the judges through our communication channels. What score did Hodio get? We have our number 1 seed. We have our 32nd seed here. We should know the score that Hodio had. Let's see where that threshold number is. Of course, on the right-hand side, we do see our 2nd seed, Twirls, with a score of 96. That was a fantastic to watch. Our 31st seed, Reap, drifts. James Nealio with another score of 96. IPS Toast, our 30th seed, coming in to tomorrow's main event. On the left hand of your screen, seed 4 is Jordan Foe, taking on our 29th seed, Not Camber. Another update on the bottom left, we have the 242 Ranga, our 5th seed, taking on Fox, a driver at the end of the day in that pink livery on the R35. Our 28th seed is Fox. Bottom right hand side, it is our last driver of the day as our 6th seed, Daddy Dilds, taking on Dead to You G59. I gotta be honest, I am stoked that Dead to You got in the top 30, the top 32. I am very happy about that. Great to see Dead to You in tomorrow's main competition, as well as all the other drivers that have been announced so far. It looks like we have yet another update in the top right. It is Solo Lessie taking on Doobie Bandit. Solo Lessie with a 7th place qualification. I gotta be honest, with Solo Lessie's performance so far in Season 4 of FDE, you know, I tend to expect Solo Lessie to be a top 5 competitor, but let's be honest, 1st seed or 32nd seed, you made your way in to the top 32, and that is no small feat. We have on the top left, we have FPS Noob taking on your boy, Theo Draken. Way to go. We also have T Masters taking on Shake and Bake. Great friends and in the community, Theo and Shake and Bake, personal friends. Great to see them finding their way into FDE this season and really showing their stuff. An unfortunate misspelling of Theo Draken's name. There is an N at the end of Draken. However, unfortunately today we've had the misspelling a couple of times. Sorry about that, Theo. Way to go, man. A couple of other upgrades or updates. We have Frankenstein and Monsby on the right-hand side of your screen, our 10th and 23rd seeds. We also have DWD Reborn in the Wasp, making it into our 11th seed, taking on Trash Uborka as our 22nd seed. Bottom left hand of your screen, we see another update. It is Levi, our 12th seed, taking on Misery, our 21st seed. Let's go. Congratulations, Shake and Bake. All right, where's the update? Where's it at? Do you guys see it? We have Hot Like Soup, our 13th seed, taking on our 20th seed, Funky Monkey. It's really cool to see a lot of these drivers in here. Obviously, the runs aren't perfect, but being able to see them make it into this top 32, nonetheless, very happy with the way that this bracket is filling out. Of course, I mean, it would be great if we could have even more competitions, 12 competitions this season instead of 6 competitions. Once again, shouting out ForzaDriftEvents.com. Get involved and ask the staff how you can help run these competitions and yeah, get involved. But anyways, we're gonna keep looking at all these updates. We do have Team Masters and Shake and Bake. We have Levi and Misery on the bottom left. I believe that's it for the new updates on the left. On the right hand side, we have my personal favorite, WK Gutter, making it into our 15th seed. I'll be honest, WK Gutter put up a near perfect run on Moto Arena Lods in round 2. Okay, this driver might be 15th seed, but I will absolutely be keeping my eye out for them in the main event tomorrow. Of course, WK Gutter taking on Twin A, our 18th seed there. We also have Pulse. Why So Serious Pulse taking on Metazone Wharf. And I believe last up, our 16th seed, Bubba. And our 17th seed, the Live It Up Boy. That is your Season 4, Round 3, 32-player bracket. Our live update here at the end of the day for qualifying. Of course, March 9th today, our qualifying day for Round 3. Honestly, a lot of highlights today. We have Karma with a near perfect score of 97. Twirls close behind with James Nealio, our 2nd and 3rd seeds, for a score of 96. Now, these drivers going in tomorrow, tandems change the game. When it's a head-to-head battle, there's more strategy, there's more nerves. The competition is going to heat up tomorrow in our main event. Look out for your favorite driver in this bracket at ForzaDriftEvents.com. You'll find this bracket and all of the information regarding FDE Season 4 there. And, wow, I got to say, I'm very happy with the way that this bracket is looking. I'm very excited for tomorrow's main event. From everyone here at FDE, thank you guys so much for competing, for watching, for showing up. We hope you guys all enjoyed today's qualifying runs. Once again, I am FDE Shunzi. We have FDE Shreddit, Baz, and Regen on the judges panel today. We appreciate you guys very much for tuning in. I believe we have a quick word from our judges. Let's take a look. Let me find the right panel. All right, I'm unmuted. We do have the judges with us now. Let me turn down the music so we can hear everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, dudes?
Nothing much.
Bro, okay, first question.
It's quite surprising to see that many DNFs in a track that's technically hard, but technically quite easy in a way. In terms of layout,
good drivers.
Yeah, the entry to more drivers out.
DNF or.
That's exactly like the first zone took more drivers out than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I honestly was looking forward to seeing today a lot because I know that it kind of has the opposite reputation of Moto Arena Lods, where people are kind of looking at it like, oh, it's like a 25-second track, it's a figure 8, I got this, it's in the bag, right? And that can kind of set you up for failure if you're a little bit too comfortable, because as soon as I set foot on this track, I realized if you take even just a slightly wrong angle or a slightly wrong line, into these zones, you're going to hit the barrier, and if it's too much speed, you're just going to bounce off it like a Super Bowl. So
yep, exactly.
we saw that. Yeah. We saw that a lot.
Track.
Yeah. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Regen?
A lot of throttle control. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of throttle control. What are your thoughts, Regen?
That's what I said. A lot of throttle control,
Yep.
and if you go too fast, like you want to hit the. I'd say for me, when I hit that first zone, I'm usually going around like 60, no more than 75. Like
Right.
I'm doing a huge diesel after that. I'm using that handbrake.
Yep.
For the love of God. And then, I was really surprised after like the second zone. People would like either like smack that wall on their bumper.
Yeah.
Or they would just spin out after that, like doing that during the second zone, like
Yeah.
doing the carry out. With, going to OZ3.
Because you can
But
kind
a lot
of.
of people on OZ3 were going shallow. Like I usually see people
You're at
either
the end of it,
right
right.
in the wall or going really wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where I like kind of like my style points because
Sure.
I kind of like when people go wide on that zone.
Sure. The exit of OZ2 was interesting just because you're right. Like, we want to see a wide angle at the exit of OZ2, but if you're not fast enough or if you just don't have enough grip on your build, it really comes down to the tune. It comes down to the car's weight. It comes down to the amount of grip that you have, and of course that all too important throttle control to get in back to the track for that inner clip zone. And yeah, OZ3 took out a lot of people. In fact, I wasn't expecting it. I believe a DWD, a Death Wish Drifters driver, got taken out early by that OZ3 wall, which was super disappointing. But yeah, shout out to all of the drivers today with a job well done. What are your thoughts, Baz?
Honestly, it's like a lot of good qualifying.
Yeah.
Look forward to the competing tomorrow.
Yep.
And yeah, that last OZ3 is a deadly wall, man.
Yeah.
So you got to stay off that wall.
It honestly kind of mimics the OZ1, right? Because I feel like the entry into OZ1 is where you're not only setting up your line, but you're kind of establishing the amount of speed you can carry into each of these zones without overcooking it. I feel like a lot of people went in with a good amount of speed, but when they started to hit that throttle, they just did not get enough grip to curve themselves into the line, and they just went into the grass. So OZ3 can kind of be the same. Yeah. All right. Well,
Let's just talk about OZ4. Like, that wall ride was amazing on that last zone. Some people really dialed it down.
You mean OZ3?
I love seeing those. OZ4.
There's no four zones.
Outer three, yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, no, that wall ride, there was a few people who got the wall tap just right, and they were able to keep control of the car. But, you know, I can't remember. Was there anyone who hit the wall too hard, like on the exit? I know the entry was tough, but the exit seemed pretty fine.
The exit is usually where drivers bump their rear ends to the wall there.
There was a few, but not as much as the first corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was expecting way more. Like I like usually the entries to the zones are not the problem, but this time it actually proved us the opposite, which are the problem. Like they are. Like that case there was the big problem for many drivers here. We saw like plus 90 runs go completely south just by the last zone. For example, Gutter's run, like it would have been very, very high scored run. Like
he would have hit 90s for sure.
Yeah, mid 90s would be my estimation, and then boof, it's barely a 90 or after that.
I think he got an 87 or an 88.
Yeah, but it really taxes you because that loss of angle, that loss of style, and that loss of line, obviously missing the complete zone there in the end. So yeah, definitely a big deduction there. But it's difficult because this track being a figure 8, but it doesn't have, like, the walls are just like barriers, like concrete barriers. They are not smooth, they are not rounded. So when you hit them, it pushes your car away. It's unlike lots where all the barriers are actually rounded very well. But in this case, they are very blocky, very concrete blocks.
Yeah,
so it doesn't help.
It creates a whole entirely different angle for your car when your car makes contact with the wall. It being like a straight edge rather than a rounded edge, like, just kind of transfers more inertia back to your vehicle when you hit it. So you got to make sure you're coming in at the right angle and the right speed. Watching some of these high 90s runs was incredible to watch. I'm super excited for tomorrow's main event. Do you guys have the number for the 32nd seed, Hodio?
Yes. So 77. So basically, we had 3 people with the same score, being 77, which was the 31 seed Reap Drifts with a 77, then Hudio with a 77, and B-Boy with a 77. So basically, all those 3 people fought off with that, basically with the same
for
score.
32nd, basically.
Tied for the 32nd and 31st place. But the big difference here was that B-Boy had a line score of 25 and then Hudio had a line score of 26, so that's why he made to the bracket, because we do have that line priority there.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Another really close day of competition. I gotta be honest, I was expecting the threshold today to get a little bit higher. So perhaps we have drivers maybe considering E-Town to be an easier track and not putting in as much time. But even with an easier track, you still have to learn the ins and outs. You have to make those mistakes in the seat yourself to figure out how to approach each zone, whether it's 2 zones, 5 zones, or 20 zones. Each zone matters. You're going to be leaving points on the track if you're not following those track showcase examples and the keys to victory. Any parting words from our judges panel?
None for me. I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
During the comp tomorrow, yeah.
Best of luck to all of our drivers tomorrow from here at FDE. We thank you guys for joining us for our March 9th qualification runs here in FDE Season 4, Round 3. I'm Shunzi. We're going to be taking off for the evening. Once again, drivers, thank you for competing. Viewers, thank you for watching. We hope you guys had a great day. We'll see you guys again back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. ForzaDriftEvents.com to check out more information and see this live bracket on your own screen. Thank you guys once again for watching. We'll see you guys again tomorrow.
Stay sideways.
Stay sideways, baby.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have